If you want to increase your views on YouTube, all you have to do is master this one concept and you're guaranteed to see results. So in this video, we're going to go over what that concept is and how you can apply it to your upcoming videos. As always, timestamps and resources used for this video are down below. Use them if you need them, and let's just jump right in. The concept we're going to be diving into is the packaging of your video. Packaging can refer to many things in video creation, but here we are referring to the ultimate power duo of the title thumbnail combo. These two elements, when working together, make up the package that will either convince someone to click or not click on your video. Why is this important? Simply speaking, if you can't get somebody to click on your video, you're not getting views. So if you're wondering, oh, why am I not getting views? It's probably not an algorithm problem, and it's likely because of the packaging of that video not being interesting or intriguing enough to your audience. So what makes good video packaging? Good video packaging happens when you can create a strong curiosity gap with your title and thumbnail that's too big for the viewer to ignore. What is a curiosity gap? The term curiosity gap was coined by Carnegie Mellon University researcher George Lowenstein in 1994 to describe the gap between what a person knows and what they want to know. So this theory leverages the viewer's curiosity to make them click on your video. Since our brains are wired to crave closure, if you could create a curiosity gap that's strong enough, the viewer will have to click on your video to get that closure that their brain is craving. Now, this isn't some new concept that I've just discovered. There are literally hundreds of videos and interviews where thumbnail editors for famous YouTubers like Preston and Mr. Beast say to create curiosity in your thumbnails.
This makes you very intrigued and makes you think this is what you are actually going to see in the video.
And we hear educators all the time give this advice as well. My personal favorite being a YouTuber, April Lynn, who created the most amazing thumbnail deep dive video that I have ever watched in my entire life. I literally send it to my students all the time because she just breaks everything down and explains things so well. So I'll link her video in the card above and in the description if you want to watch that one next. So first, let's take a look at some examples of thumbnails that create a strong curiosity gap, and then let's jump into practical tips that you can start applying to your own title thumbnail combos today. A creator that I really like to look at who has super strong thumbnails that creates a strong curiosity gap is Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan, probably one of my favorite YouTubers, both him and his wife Haley. So we're gonna look at this thumbnail here. First, our attention is drawn to the Yelp review. So you see 1 star and it says no hats allowed. And then after that, your attention kind of expands to the rest of the thumbnail. You see Ryan sitting wearing a hat, doing the exact opposite of what that review says. From there, your attention goes to the title where you see I tested 1-star restaurants. So already there's a strong curiosity gap that has been created. You know that Ryan will be testing 1-star restaurants. It says that there's a restaurant that doesn't allow hats, yet Ryan shows up wearing a hat. So now you're curious what's going to happen with the rest of that storyline. Is he going to get in trouble? Is he going to get kicked out? What's going to happen here? And because you're so curious about what's going to happen, you immediately want to click on that video. Now let's take a look at this thumbnail from Haley. She's a YouTuber and booktuber, and in this thumbnail behind her you see kind of a screenshot of her conversation with a famous author. This video is from over a year ago, so obviously at that time Colleen Hoover was very popular, popping off, and you see Haley sent a text asking this famous author, what book should I read? And then you see that those 3 dots, the little bubble that Colleen's getting ready to type back. The title of the video is I asked my favorite authors to recommend me a book, and Haley's face is a face of like anticipation, like, oh my gosh, she's replying, what are we gonna be reading? And so immediately the curiosity here is, okay, what does Colleen Hoover reply back to Haley? What other favorite authors does she message on Instagram to ask for book recommendations? What book recommendations will they be giving? So there's a lot of curiosity happening with this thumbnail title combo, making a viewer, especially her target audience, definitely want to click. So if you learn one new thing by the end of this video, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. It's going to make sure that other people like you find this video easily on YouTube. And if you learn 2 new things by the end of this video, I invite you to subscribe to my channel where I post weekly videos teaching aspiring content creators how to organically grow online and make money while doing it. So how can you start practicing video packaging? I have a few tips for you, starting with tip number 1, how to narrow down on your video title. I'm going to share with you the process that I do for every single one of my videos and what you can do too. So you're going to start with a full-on list of all the YouTube video ideas that you have. I have dozens, if not hundreds of video ideas ready for me to grab them over on my ClickUp space. So I have plenty of options to choose from. But if you're somebody that needs help coming up with video ideas, I have plenty of resources over on my channel. And I also have a free interactive workshop that teaches creators how to come up with 4 months of content in 1 hour. And it's not just like,
oh, content, woo, yay, good ideas.
No, these are how to pick videos that your audience would actually be really interested in and find highly engaging. Whether you want to grow on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, that workshop is going to help you come up with 4 months of content ideas. So I'll be sure to link that below if you're interested. Once you have your big list, you're going to sort through it and narrow it down to the top 5 or 10 videos that you think your audience would be the most interested in, or the video that you think would give them the most value. Once you have your top 5 to 10, then you're gonna narrow it down to 1. Pick one that you're gonna start outlining, scripting, working on. The way that I pick that one video is if I can think of a really good thumbnail idea for it, that's the video idea that I'm gonna move forward with. Personally, I love deep dive videos, and that's one that I've been itching to do for a while, but it wasn't until I had thumbnail inspo where I was like,
yes, that's a bomb thumbnail. Let's move forward with this idea and craft a title to go with it.
how do I come up with my thumbnail ideas? Usually it's just scrolling on YouTube. I'm a YouTube consumer day by day. That is my form of entertainment. I'm always watching YouTube. And so anytime I just open my app, I'm just aware of cool thumbnails. I'm like,
Oh, that's a cool thumbnail.
I'll screenshot it and save it to an album in my phone called Cool Thumbnails. And then when I have an idea and I'm like, wait, if I change this thumbnail to do this, oh my gosh, we have a magic combo. Sometimes you can have like a really, really dope video idea and it's such a cool idea, but if you can't think of a good, clickable, exciting, curiosity gap creating thumbnail, it might not be the right time for you to create that video or spend energy on that video yet. So I literally won't make a video until I know I have a good thumbnail idea for it. And then with that idea, because it was just like,
Oh, I'm gonna do a shorts deep dive video.
that's not really a title, you know? If somebody titled their video Shorts Deep Dive Video, probably wouldn't click on it. So what I did was I wrote out as many title variations as I possibly could think of that I think my audience would find interesting. And then as I wrote down as many ideas as I could, the title would start to come together. Now, let me just say, sometimes the title comes together before you make the video. Like this video you're watching right now, I already know what the title is before I even scripted the video. But with the shorts video, I had a bunch of ideas, but I wasn't sure which way the script would go and the end result of the video would be. So I didn't finalize that title until after the video was scripted, and I was like,
Oh, this is the direction it went. Okay, this sounds really good with this. Okay, let's use this thumbnail. So
it was kind of like the puzzle pieces come together at different times for different videos. So that's just kind of my process for making sure the title thumbnail combo or duo works really well together. This process is something that takes a lot of practice. All you have to do is start getting in the habit of doing it. It doesn't have to be easy in the beginning, but if you just start taking intentional action to make time for it, every single time you do it, the more and more natural it will become. So give yourself some grace and just start going through the motions. Tip number 2 is stop leaving your thumbnail as the last task before you upload your video. Because I know what all of y'all are doing over there. You film your video, you edit it, you schedule it to YouTube, you're getting ready to post it and you're like,
I need a thumbnail.
so what do? You screenshot a random frame from the video, slap some text onto it and call it a day. Yeah, I know. busted. And the reason I know that though is because that was me. Guilty. I've been there. I've done that, as you could see here. And I know hundreds and hundreds of creators that do that too. But unfortunately, that is actually one of the worst things to do and could probably be one of the biggest reasons you aren't getting any clicks or views. So what are we gonna do instead? Prioritize thumbnails. Wow, good job. I wish there could be like a little kid's voice that says prioritize thumbnails, like Dora the Explorer. That'd be funny. So what are we gonna do instead? Prioritize thumbnails. Wow, good job. The best creators in the world look at thumbnails as a priority. Mr. Beast said in an interview, if he can't think of a good thumbnail that his audience would want to click on, even if it is his best idea he's ever had, he will not spend time filming that video because at the end of the day, it's about the video's packaging and getting clicks.
Your title and thumbnail set expectations, and at the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met.
YouTube themselves stated that 90% of the best performing videos have custom thumbnails created. So knowing all of that, why would you wait till the last minute to work on something that heavily determines the results of your video? I know for me, thumbnails, they used to be the last task. Like I said, I would get ready to upload the video, go, whoops, forgot, but I flipped it. So what I did, thumbnail conception is part of those first few steps. Then on film day, hi, hello, I take all my thumbnail photos before I film my video. So I prioritize, okay, take your thumbnail photos, set up the thumbnail shot. Okay, what poses are we doing? Where's the text gonna go? I do that first, and then I film my video after so that I know I didn't forget. Because if I film my video first, I'm gonna forget to do the thumbnail, so I gotta start with it. That's just my flow. You're going to be able to create your own flow as a YouTuber. So just find where it fits for you, because some of y'all are gonna be doing vlogs where maybe you don't know the storyline, you don't know where the video is going to go. So maybe you do start filming before you make your thumbnail. And if that works for you and you see great results from it, great. Fantastic, you're seeing results, you're getting views, you're seeing subscribers, wonderful. But whether you're vlogging or not, the same importance of thumbnails apply. So after you vlog, after you finish your video, if you want your video to perform the best that it can, have the best chance that it can, you wanna make sure you're allocating intentional, unrushed, thorough time on thumbnail research and thumbnail editing. For thumbnail research, you could simply go to YouTube, type in your video idea in the search bar and look at what other people are doing. Typically what I'm looking for when I need inspiration, I'm looking for a video that has more views than the channel's number of subscribers, and it was posted within the last year, maybe 2 years. This shows me that that thumbnail has recently performed well and their packaging was so good, more than that person's subscribers clicked on that video. Tip number 3, don't repeat yourself. This is one of the most common mistakes I see creators make with their thumbnails, and that's using it to repeat the same thing that you said in your title. And this is something that I am guilty of as well. So if you go back on some of my videos and you see this mistake or this thing that I'm doing, just don't look at it as inspo, okay? That was before I learned. An example of this is a video, how to grow on Instagram, right? If the video's title is how to grow on Instagram, and then the thumbnail says how to grow on Instagram, that's what I mean by you're repeating yourself both in the title thumbnail. So how do we get titles and thumbnails to work together? Think of your thumbnails as the visual that will get somebody to stop scrolling. It will grab their attention by appealing to relatability, piquing curiosity, whatever, but it's the one thing among all the other thumbnails that will get them to stop scrolling. And then after you grab somebody's attention with that image, with that thumbnail, then and only then will they continue to read the video title to see if it's a video that they even want to watch. So thumbnail stops the scroll, grabs somebody's attention, and title explains your video or creates even more curiosity to the viewer. With that said, if repeating the same words in the title thumbnail is the mistake, what do you do instead? Option 1, you could use your thumbnail as extra real estate for your title. Let's look back at my how to grow on Instagram example. When I did my title brain dump, a few other titles that I played with was how to grow 10K followers on Instagram in 30 days fast. It kind of felt mumbly, kind of crowded with lots of words, and I knew that I wanted how to grow on Instagram, that keyword phrase, I wanted that in my title. So the extra phrases or emphasis words that I didn't get to use in my title, I can now use them in my thumbnail. So maybe the title is how to grow on Instagram, and the thumbnail now is 10K followers in 30 days. That visual, somebody saying 10,000 followers in 30 days, definitely would stop their scroll, and then when they read the title, they learn,
Oh, this is a how-to video where I can learn how to get 10,000 followers in 30 days? Heck yes, I want to learn that.
that's the perfect title thumbnail combo. Option 2 is to pique curiosity. We've talked about this before, and there are a million ways to pique somebody's curiosity, so I'll just give a few examples. You could lean into showing a transformation that the video promises. You could show a result that somebody could achieve after they watch your video. You could do a sneak peek into the storyline and so much more. So let's again apply that to our example, how to grow on Instagram. How can we show how to grow on Instagram as a transformation? Well, maybe on the left side of the thumbnail, I have the before, and on the right, I have the after. The before, I'm bummed, I have 0 followers, oh my gosh, so sad. And then on the other side, I'm like, oh my gosh, excited, 100K followers. That shows the transformation that somebody can achieve when they watch my video. Another option is to show the result. So maybe with this thumbnail, I could show a chart or some sort of visual showing the graph of rapid growth that somebody could unlock when they learn the steps to properly grow on Instagram. With these examples, you could also see how I'm not repeating myself in the thumbnail. Neither of these thumbnails say how to grow on Instagram. They're just visually showing what that would look like for somebody. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say like,
Wow, it's so easy. Just use this 1-minute hack and this one concept and you're an overnight success.
sorry, that's not how it goes. If you're somebody that has a hard time with this, that's okay. That's part of the process, the pain of being a YouTuber, but it's also the joy of learning new things as being a YouTuber. Packaging is something that you will always get to play with as a creator. It's something that I'm still studying and trying to learn with every single video I make. I don't think I'm perfect at it, but I do believe it's like a muscle where the more you use it, the more natural it'll feel for you over time. But what I can say is even though it's hard at first, it is worth learning, because ever since I started focusing on this strategy with every video on my channel and seeing my students also implement this concept, you see the results for themselves. It can be hard, but it can also be fun if you choose to find the joy in the process of coming up with these fun, exciting ideas. I don't know, that's what all the big YouTubers do, you know? Just think of your favorite YouTuber, go to their channel and admire the work that they do with their title thumbnails, and you get to learn that. You get to be that to somebody someday. So for me, yes, it takes extra time. And yes, sometimes it could be a pain when I have a really good video idea, but I can't think of a freaking thumbnail for it. But it's part of the process of being a YouTuber, and it is so rewarding, so much fun. So don't give up, keep going, and keep finding joy in that process. So how about everybody drops a word of encouragement to each other, to fellow YouTube creators below, because you will see that you are not alone in this process. And if you're somebody who is currently working on growing your YouTube channel, be sure to watch this video next, because I break down what I would do if I had to start from 0 on YouTube using a realistic and organic growth strategy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Follow your joy. Bye.